Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Today's snapshot is 14w06a and there are a whole bunch of new features and changes in this snapshot. But we're going to start off with a big change to survival. The mob AI for slimes has been updated, so I've been investigating what exactly this means. Now previously slimes would spawn, they would pick a random direction and continuously head in that direction, and as you saw there, the slime is now able to pick a different direction. Now these would also move wherever you are and they wouldn't despawn until you went over 128 blocks away, and I've been doing some testing and that appears to still be true. So when we go back all the way over here, you can see the slime is still jumping up and down, whereas other mobs would freeze when you get too far away from them, and also you have to go over 128 blocks away before it despawns. Now if we head back over there, another big change is the behaviour of the slime when it's in water. So if we put some water down, you'll see it's now able to swim in the current of the water, although it can't really swim against it. It can try and swim, but it will never, beat the water pushing it back. So if I go into game mode 0, then it's going to track me, as you can see, and it's able to jump up and down and swim against the current somewhat as well. So previously what slimes would do when they're in water is they'd just simply drown and be pushed around by the water. But that's all of the changes that I can find so far. I may find a few more, so we might come back to this later in the video. So I've discovered something else interesting about these slimes when they are drowning in water. If we spawn a few, I'll be able to show you. So these big guys, they will float up like this. Now it kind of looks like they're jumping, and the smaller ones will demonstrate that. So these guys can swim upwards as well, although they sometimes hover back down and then swim back up, but it seems like the slimes are actually swimming upwards when in the water. Now they will start to drown. There you go, you can see it's taking damage. But if we have a look at the smaller ones, these ones are unable to rise up and to swim in the water, so it's only the bigger ones that can do that. Now some other changes: if I hold down shift, you'll see my arm will bend awkwardly to the side. Don't know if that's a bug, but that was something I noticed when flying around. There is also a new achievement which I won't actually unlock, and I think that's because I need to get further through the achievement tree, if you want to call it that. But yeah, a golden apple, a notch golden apple, will now get you an achievement. There's also been a change to the way that mobs wear armor. You can see here that it scales the armor to the size of the mob. So if you have a giant slime or a wither or a giant like this guy here, the armor will now scale to his size. Now in the previous snapshot they added this invisible block. At the moment when you're in creative mode, it will show you this inside of it, and then it disappears after a while, which is a little bit strange. And if we go into game mode 0, you can still see that, so I'm not sure if there's a bug there or if it's working the way they intended it to, but I imagine in creative mode you're going to be able to see the barrier icon, and if we put a few more down like this, they kind of stack up, and when you move around as well they will face you at all directions. But I'm guessing that when you go into survival you're not going to be able to see that properly, and there is definitely some weird bugs with this thing right here. Another change that they've made that I won't be able to show you but I can tell you about is with the sheep. Now with a resource pack you can actually change the colour of the sheep. So with different dyes you have these different colours, and I think what it does is it takes the texture, it applies its own colour value to it, and what you'll be able to do with a resource pack is have your own custom colours for sheep, which some of you might like to do. Unfortunately I couldn't figure out a way to demonstrate that to you. And also Dinnerbone has been hinting as well that there may be more inventory space in the future in survival mode, which would be a very interesting thing, but nothing has changed at the moment. So I figured out what's actually going on with these barrier blocks. When I hold a block in my hand they appear, and then when I remove it they will shortly after go away. There we go, so hold them, they appear, and then they go away. So as always there are things being added to the command blocks. It is now positive to add a negative entry to this age tag here, which means that the item will never be able to despawn. So that one will sit there for forever, it will never despawn. We can also pick this one up, unlike the next one, because there is this new tag pickup delay. So we can add a delay, and I think that basically means it's infinite, although that could be a finite amount, I'm not sure. But if we put this here, it means it's never going to despawn and we're not going to be able to pick it up. So we can possibly throw that one at it and they might group together. I don't think they do though. And now we can't pick up either of our diamonds. And then this one over here has a delay of 80, which is around 4 seconds. So we'll put that one there, we'll stand up here, and a couple of seconds later we'll be able to pick it up. There we go. It's a pretty awesome little feature right there. Another one that I'm sure a lot of you are going to like is to do with effects. Now you have this extra thing at the end here, you can put true or false there, and that is for hiding the particle effect. So if we have that on true at the moment, I press this, you can see we definitely have the speed effect. We've got that for 5 seconds and we can't see any particles. So I'll show you the difference when we have particles. You get loads of them up in your face like that. Some time has passed by, we have a bunch of squids in the tank and our items still haven't despawned. And now I'm going to show you something in adventure mode, which is what I'm in right now. So let's have a look at this command block. It has can place on Minecraft diamond blocks, so that means this block type can only be placed on a diamond block, and we can see that down there as well. So if I hold down right click, I can't place it on anything else, but I can place it on this diamond block. You also saw the outline of the box appeared. Now this one over here is the same command, except it has this extra bit which is hide flags, and it has number 16, and 16 will hide the block type that it can be placed on. So it's the same one as before, except it doesn't tell us that. So you can see here we can place it on diamonds, can't place it on anything else, but it hides that it can do that. Now you can do that for other things as well. For example, an enchantment is number 1, so let's give ourselves an enchanted pickaxe. You can see here doesn't tell us what enchantment we have, so if we get rid of that hide flags thing, then you can see this one will show us the enchantment that we have. And the reason why was because I was in the wrong game mode. So I'm in game mode 1 now, I've removed that, and you'll see the pick has efficiency 1. Now this also works for hiding modifiers, the unbreakable status, and also can destroy as well. So this next command is called trigger, and I'm not really sure I fully understand this one, but if we type in the command into chat, you can see the parameters of it right there. And I think the idea of this is it's a way to interact with scoreboards if you're not an opt player, because you have to be opt to do that normally. So if we type in this, trigger test add 1, you can see our score for test is 1 on the side at the moment. Then we add another one to that, but then we can't use it again, so we can't spam that, which is interesting. But if we reset the scoreboard, it will allow us to use the trigger again. So there has been a change to the scoreboard command. It is now possible to reset the score of a single player rather than the whole objective. So if I just add an extra point to each of us, you can see on the side there the test score. Now if I hit this one, we will be able to specify me individually. So let's do that. You can see it removes my score, and then we can add some back again. And you can also target everyone as well now by having the star instead of typing in the player name, and you can see that resets both of our scores. So right now I am in Spectator Mode, another new feature that has been added. If I hold down H, which is a hotkey that I've assigned, so you have to pick your own key for this feature, but it highlights the players, it puts this white border around them, it makes the shadow underneath them darker because it makes the player a lot brighter. If you have a look, they get brighter when you hold that down. Now you can also see it through blocks as well, so if I go under here, they are very easily highlighted, which is a very useful feature, and you can pretty much see them through everything. So there are two last things to show you this video. Supposedly this has been fixed, at least it says it has in the bug tracker, and you can see that the block at the top is still floating, so that will probably be fixed in the next snapshot. Now if we press F3 and B, there has been a slight modification to this hitbox feature around the mobs. You can see it shows you the mob's eye level as well, which is an interesting little change right there. But that is it for this snapshot video. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like, it will always be appreciated. But thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.